Do you want to ace your next job interview easily? Then watch this video because you're about to learn what goes through the interviewer's mind so that you can nail your next interview and many more. Preparing for a job interview can be daunting, no matter the stage of your career that you are in. But the secret to nailing every job interview is knowing what the interviewers are looking for. In this video, we will highlight 5 things that the interviewers are looking for and will illustrate this using a short animated video clip. Why are interviews conducted? Interviews are conducted so that the best qualified candidate can be discovered and selected. It gives hiring manager a chance to assess the professional background, the educational qualification, the skills and experience of all of the selected candidates. Now, with this in mind, you need to know what to showcase to the interviewers that you are the best qualified candidate. And there are 5 things that the interviewers will be looking for immediately you step into the room. First, they will be looking at your motivation. Interviewers want to see a passionate you. Do you look positive and friendly, or do you look stressed, anxious, and not interested? That is what they'll be looking for. Secondly, appropriate body language. Yes, according to body language experts, our communication composition is about 60 to 65% non-verbal and 35 to 40 verbal. So, this means a lot, isn't it? It tells an interviewer when you speak if you are the right person or if you are exuding the right body language. So we must ensure that when we are communicating, that we're exuding the right body language, speaking to the interviewers that we are the right candidate for the job. Thirdly, your experience. I like to call this the know-how or your knowledge about the role. Yes, many a times when we go for job interviews, the way we answer the question, the terminologies that we use when answering the question tells the interviewers if we know the job or if we do not know the job. Yes, so make sure that when you are speaking, you're using the right terms, because that's the way they're going to know if you have the right experience or if you have had the right experience for the job. Fourthly, your communication skill. Communication is very important in every role. I haven't seen any role that does not require you to communicate with anybody. Now I'm curious. Could there be one? Please drop a comment if you know of any role that do not require you to speak or write to anybody. I am really curious to know that. Fifth, your expectation of the role. Expectation is a belief about what might happen in the future. That's what we believe, right? Like your expectation to stay with your childhood friend for a long time, or your expectation to grow your career, in the right career path with this job or with another job, and that will be seen. So interviewers will observe your expectation, and if you have the wrong expectation for the job, the wrong expectations like, are you just going for the job because of the salary, or are you just going for the job because you're bored and you just want to get a job and do something, they will observe this, and that will make them see if you are the best candidate or if you're not the best candidate. Now let's watch this clip together, which shows how an interview question was answered wrongly, and then we will watch how it was answered correctly. Now, let's analyze what was wrong with this answer. First, lack of understanding of the question, or should we say that the person or the candidate doesn't have a good knowledge of the role? The candidate gave definition of the terms but did not describe a situation. Remember, the question was describe a time that you had multitask and prioritize, your job, but the candidate did not answer. So I want to believe that the candidate did not understand the question. Secondly, there was no structure to this answer. Now, the answer gave introduction, definitions, but there was no body or conclusion, right? The body is where you're going to state what action you took, right? The task that you did, the action that you took. Then the conclusion is where you're going to talk about the outcome. What was the result? What was the outcome of the action that you took? Now, that is a described question, right? It wasn't asked, or the candidate wasn't asked to define. Thirdly, lack of communication skills. Unless, this candidate has a disability, this candidate has not understood the question and hasn't answered it rightly. And that is communication skill. Communication is listening to people, understanding what they've said, and also being heard and understood. But in this case, the candidate hasn't done that. Fourthly, lack of preparation. The interviewers will be seeing as this candidate as not having interest in the role or not even prepared. And of course, if you're not prepared for something, it's either because you don't have the interest for it, or maybe, I don't know. But let's find out what the interviewers will do. Now, let's take a look at how this question can be answered rightly. Now we've seen how the question was answered rightly. We could see from the answer that it had structure, the candidate understood the question, the candidate described the situation, there was body, there was conclusion, there were outcomes, and all of that. So that's the right way to answer the question. And all of this can say that this person has the right experience for the role, that this person has good communication skills, appropriate body language has been exuded while answering the question, and the expectation from that role is that the person is going to be bringing value and also expecting to get value back from the role. I hope you have learned a thing or two about how to nail your next interview. Drop a comment if you found this helpful, and don't forget to share it with friends that might be preparing for their interview. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification icon bell so that you get notified when we upload new videos. Until next time, go nail that interview. Bye.